Yesterday, we began researching a question about the Holocaust of your choosing, and this is the assignment that you were working on. So yesterday, you should have determined what your question was going to be to research. You should have started coming up with a word list, and you should have used your word list to help you find a couple websites. Your goal here is to find 3 reliable websites that all provide the same answer to your research question. And while it sounds easy, it may not be as easy as you think. What you're going to have to do is basically follow the directions on this infographic. So if we take a look, first of all, you're going to go to your first website. You're going to put the website in, and you're going to say, does it have an answer to my question? Because some of you found websites but didn't really look for the answer to your question. They just had to do with the Holocaust, so you chose that. So skim the website. Don't sit for an hour and read it, but skim it and see if you can find the answer. Okay, great. My website has the answer. I have to fill out a reliability website worksheet now to find out if the site is actually reliable. So here's what the reliability website sheet looks like. The very first thing you're going to do is you're going to leave the information that's here in here and just type in the box. So do the links on the site work? I'm going to show you an example using the New York Times. Do these work? That one does. Does this take me to the article? Yes, it does. Okay, and I'm going to click around in a few other places just to be sure. Okay, so it appears to me that most of the links work. If they don't, that is a big key or clue to tell you that, ooh, this probably isn't a reliable website. Okay, so yes, they work. Does the author include a date for the information? If so, what is it? Okay, let's say this is what I'm using. And it's actually, here's the author's name, and it's at 2:33 today. That's actually today, but I'm going to click on this just to be sure. It says December 15th. So, does the author include a date? What is it? It is December 15th. Sorry about that. Can you contact the author or company, and how? So let's go back here. Here's the author or this is the company. How do I contact them? First thing I want to do is go down to the bottom because that's typically where you're going to find contact information. And a lot of times it'll say contact us. So I see right here, contact us. Okay, so there's a number of ways I can do this. I can call. Let's see. Yep, right here's a phone number. There's an email address. Okay, so can I contact the author or company? And if so, how? Yes, by email and phone. And you can certainly resize these boxes so that everything fits. Whoops. Get this down here. Move this. Okay, next question. What is the author's education, training, or experience? Okay, let me get back to my article. Michelle Innes is the author. And let me see what I can find out about her. Michelle Innes. Let's get to the top here. I can't click on her name, so how am I going to find out more about Michelle? Probably I'm going to go right to the New York Times and email them and see what can I find out about her. Another thing, I could try to Google her, but there may be hundreds or even thousands of Michelle Inneses. So I'm going to go with I can probably contact this company, the New York Times. But I don't see anything about her education. So, oh gosh, where else could I look? I'm skimming the page. I'm looking at everything. I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom. This is about that terrible hostage situation in Australia that's happening right now. Okay. Here's a person that contributed to this article. Yeah, I don't see much about her. So, do I see anything here I could click on that would help me? This is just the news, opinion, arts, living. Okay. I can get subscriptions here. I'm just going to have to go with contacting the actual company and asking them what is her education. So I really don't have an answer to this question. I'm going to have to leave it blank. Is the author connected with an organization, and if so, which one? Yes. And she's connected with New York Times. Is the author unnamed? How can you find the author? No, the author is not unnamed. Is it important that the date is current? Why or why not? If I want to know about the hostage situation going on in Australia, it's very important that it's current. I don't want to hear about what happened 2 days ago. I want to know right now. Are the people free? What's happening? With the Holocaust, the date is probably not going to be current, and that's not necessarily important because this happened so long ago. So you don't need something brand new that was reported today on the Holocaust. We're researching something from the past, so obviously we're looking at past dates. So that one's okay. Are the sources the author uses listed in the article and where? Okay, what sources did she use? Well, right here is a contributed reporter from Hong Kong. Unless he must, well, yeah, I think he was contributing to this article, it looks like. Here's another source, the Australian Broadcasting Corporation. And here's a source who took a photo. And here's actually the company that he works for. So I know you've heard your teacher say, look at everything on the page when you're reading. Don't look at the pictures, look at the captions. And that's very true, even when you're reading online and looking at websites. Here's a satellite image through Google Earth, so you can see where the building is. Here's another source, a video. It's current, December 15th. Here's who the photo is by, and Associated Press. They're very reliable. This is, by the way, the police in Sydney, so I think that they would probably, obviously, be a reliable source. Here's something from European Press Photo Agency. Never heard of it. I'd probably do a little research into him, into the gentleman who was the source for that. So, are the sources the author uses listed? Yes, they are right by the information. I would fill that in next. When you're doing the Holocaust, you are definitely going to need the sources that they used to find their information. So that's a really important one for you. Does the author include a work cited or other links? I have other links here, but I don't have a work cited. I have slideshows, I have videos, I have photos, I have satellite images. I mean, there's a whole lot of information here that I can use and click on. So that looks like it seems to be good reporting to me. So yes, there are other links. And then identify one, that's where I would put in one of the names from under a photo or a video that was used for the article. So this one I might put Peter Parks. Hey, isn't that Spider-Man's name? Peter Parker. That's Peter Parker. Okay. Agency France Press. Sorry, had to. Okay, here we go. Back to the topic at hand. Are there identified sources for any data or statistics in the content? Shoe one. I think that should say show one and its source, not shoe one. So are there identified sources for any data? Yes, there were. And again, those were underneath the videos and the images. Can you find other sources that share the same information? That's where we want to find 3 websites with the same information. That's really important. And then, do you feel this source is credible? Why or why not? So again, you're going to have to resize these boxes to fit your information in. Don't worry about it looking pretty. I just made them different colors so that you would know each is separate. Each is a separate step that you have to go through. If the sites on the link, if the links on the site do not work, stop there. Does the author include a date for the information? They should definitely have a date, although your date is probably going to be around the 1940s. Can you contact the author or company? If not, stop there. It's not reliable. What is the author's education, training, or experience? This is a tricky one. It's not always easy to find. If you can't find this, I would keep moving. You're okay. Is the author connected with an organization? That's important to know, and it's also important to know if the organization is reliable. Do you want someone who's connected with this specific organization? Is the author unnamed? How can you find the name? It's pretty important to have an author's name. If you don't, I'm going to say most of the time it's not going to be a reliable source. Is it important that the date is current? Why or why not? We know that we don't have to have a current date for our information. Are the sources the author uses listed in the article? Yes. And then you have to tell me where. That's extremely important, especially for this particular project. Does the author include a work cited or other links? That should be a yes. They should definitely say where they got the information from and have links to other reliable sources. And that's one of the best tricks that researchers use. They find one reliable site and it leads them to another and to another and to another. So if you find one good site, odds are you can use that to find a couple more. Can you find other sources that share the information? That is obviously our end goal. And do you feel it's credible? Why or why not? That's where you explain your reasoning on, I'm going to use this or I'm not going to use this. So as you conduct your research, you're going to go through the steps. If you feel it's reliable, complete this. If you still feel like it's reliable, highlight it on your sheet from yesterday and move on to the next site that you had. But if you feel like, no, it's not reliable, cross it off the list, take it off, and move on. You must find 3 reliable sites. Each must have the same answer to your question. Each must have a reliable worksheet filled in and completed. So you will have 3 websites, 1 answer that's the same on each website, and you will have 3 reliability worksheets completed, 1 for each website. There's also a really nice video here if you feel like you still need information. If you don't believe what the heck I'm saying and you need to hear it from someone else, here it is. And I wish you the best of luck. Don't get frustrated. There's a lot of really good information out there, but it's important that you determine how to find that information.